Thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate it very much. Before I begin my questioning, Chairman Pai, I know you inherited a backlog of petitions related to the Telephone Communication, the Consumer Protection Act. This is an area of real concern to many individuals across various industries. I look forward to your response and future action to this topic. I'll move on here. Commissioner O'Reilly, during the last oversight hearing, I had a discussion with Chairman Pai regarding interference complaints in pirate radio operations. I know that this is an important area. I know you care about it very much to resolve it. Can you share the differences between repercussion pirate radio operators face as compared to robocallers?
So I'll give you an example of a couple different items, that enforcement actions that were taken by the commission. In terms of pirate radio, we just did one for, the NAL was $144,000 for pirate radio operating in Florida. In terms of a robocall, it was $82 million. And in terms of a cramming cramming behavior and slamming, it was $3.9 million. So 3.9, 82, $144,000. The difference between the two, or between the three, is amazing.
Wow, wow. Okay, related to this topic, again for you, Commissioner, do you or any of the commissioners here on the panel know of any instances where pilot radio operators interfere with public safety or military use frequencies? We'll start off with you, Mr. O'Reilly.
So technically, it wouldn't be pirate radio because that's someone operating within the AM or FM band, but they have violated the sanctity of public safety. Just recently, we had an enforcement action of someone in New York that was violating the New York public safety system, and they were fined, or they had an enforcement action against them. They were actually, I think they're still in prison at the time, but we'll see if we get that money.
Anyone else? Okay, I'll go on to the next question. Chairman Pai, I regularly advocate for seniors and, again, improve quality of life for seniors. I think you know that. 5G technology promises great benefits for our growing elderly population. What can the FCC do to advance specific telehealth technologies, like remote patient monitoring, to allow seniors to remain independent and age in place?
That's a great question, Congressman, and it's a growing need as our population ages. I don't want to steal her thunder, but Commissioner Clyburn has been a leader on this issue in pioneering the Connect to Health
I'd like
initiative.
to give her an opportunity as
I don't
well.
want to throw it in her lap, but she's been a leader on it.
Okay.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Chairman. One of the things that we're proud of is the chairman has endorsed the Connect to Health Task Force, as he mentioned. And one of the things that it is doing is looking at that intersection of broadband technology and health. And another thing that it's doing is very helpful. It has developed a broadband mapping tool that looks at what is going on on a county-by-county basis in the United States, and looking at where broadband is available, where healthcare providers are or are not, and is informing communities as to how best to approach different business models, different initiatives that might be needed in a particular areas. And so we're really on it, as quiet as it can, even though people in the ecosystem know about it. We are front and center on providing a means for people to be informed so they can make better critical decisions. And this will help us also on our Healthcare Connect Fund, which we need to talk about enhancing that, because in order to make all of these things more ubiquitous, allowing people to age in place and address their needs, connectivity is key, affordability is key, and I'm looking forward to working with you as we progress.
I too. Everyone on board with this? Anyone want to make a comment?
Well, the last point maybe that we have to balance all those things with all our budget overall, and so we talk about expanding the services. We have to figure out how we can pay for all of that, and that gets back to the conversation on contributions.
Absolutely. Chairman Pai?
I'll simply add to Commissioner Clyburn's able disquisition on the issue that I think the importance of remote monitoring in particular cannot be overstated. If you are an older person who has difficulty coming into a hospital, or you've just had surgery and you've just returned home, the worst thing that can happen for you is to get an infection or some sort of illness that will require you to come back. And so I've seen for myself in Stanton, Virginia, how a hospital center is using remote monitoring, as I said earlier in response to a question, to decrease the sepsis rate by 34%. 24%, disproportionately, I think, among older individuals. And that's something, if you can intervene quickly, thanks to this technology, everyone is better off. The healthcare system is better off because you're not spending money on an in-hospital regimen of treatment. And so it's something I'm really excited about, and I'm glad that Commissioner Clyburn has been a pioneer on this issue.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much. I yield back, Madam Chair.
Gentleman yields back. Ms. Dingle.